May 23, 2017. A day the Maranaos will never forget. As their once quiet and prosperous Islamic city of Marawi was occupied by pro-ISIS terrorists belonging to the Maute Group and members of the Abu Sayyaf. The insurgents triggered a massive exodus of 350,000 Maranaos from the city. For 148 days, the Islamic city was turned into a bloody battlefield. Far cry from its peaceful and bustling past. The 5-month siege brought heavy destruction and ruin. But amid the conflict, countless unsung Maranao heroes emerged who never faltered even in the face of danger. Among them is LASURECO General Manager Norjana Lukman Dipatuan Dukol. Even after a year has passed, Norjana still recalls the harrowing ordeal she and her colleagues faced during the height of the siege.
Nung time na yon, nung nagsabi sila na delikado nang bumaba, I ordered the security to close the main gate, tsaka i-secure yung mga tauhan namin. Natrap kami sa office namin. Night, nag-declare na yung Pangulo ng martial law.
LASURECO or Lanao del Sur Electric Cooperative, based in Marawi City, powers 40 municipalities in Lanao del Sur with electricity. The marching orders for all Maranaos were to evacuate the city immediately. But GM Dukol knew that she couldn't just walk away from her duty, even at the expense of her own safety.
I knew that if the crisis went on without power, it would be very harder for my kababayan to run for their safety. And besides, the government also cannot address the situation without electricity. So I really have to be strong and tough, because that's the time where the people of Marawi City and Lanao del Sur need me most.
Like a true leader and hero rising up against adversity and conflict, GM Dukol, together with her most trusted linemen, kept on with their sworn duty of providing electricity to Marawi City and Lanao del Sur. Despite her position, she knew she had to be on the ground along with her men to brave its war-torn streets, heavily bombarded by artillery and airstrikes.
Kailangan ako ng mga tauhan ko, hindi ko talaga sila iiwan. Kasi sa akin sila, responsibilidad ko sila. So whatever anong mangyari sa kanila, at least nandun ako. Nandito po tayo sa Bangulo Bridge. Dito po talaga yung pinakamalaki, nagkabakbakan na yung ISIS at saka yung mga military. Nung medyo na-clear ito, sir, nag-request po ang military na ipailaw natin yung area dito. Pinapaswat nila kami doon sa loob, yung military, bibigyan nila ako ng helmet at saka bulletproof. Hindi ko po magawa, parang nahiya din ako gumamit doon na ang umaakyat naman po sa mga poste, yung mga lineman natin. What's the use na ako nasa baba, hindi ako yung umaakyat, ako yung naka-bulletproof.
Witnessing Norjana's bravery and unwavering commitment firsthand rallied her men even more to continue with their line of duty amid surrounding danger.
Kailangan sir kasi nakikita mo yung military na sinusuportan yung mga tao namin at si GM, kinakailangan ko rin gawin yung trabaho namin. Kahit anong panganib nandyan, sinasabi namin lang, sa Diyos lang.
Seeing the need to fully restore power in the war-torn capital, the Philippines' largest private sector electric distribution company stepped in to provide support to the depleted resources of LASURECO, amounting to 3 million pesos worth of electrical equipment.
The most significant value that we can actually provide in disaster relief and rehabilitation is providing power restoration support to our brothers and sisters na cooperative. And that's the story of Marawi. But specifically to the men and women of LASURECO. Kasi we want them to feel na may tumutulong sa kanila at nang makabalik sila agad sa trabaho at ma-restore yung power.
After 6 months, wala po kami. Totally financially constrained talaga yung LASURECO. Wala kaming pupulutin na tools, wala kaming ladder. So the One Meralco provided us lahat ng kailangan namin. Because of them, nakakita uli ang liwanag ang mga taga Marawi City.
Been seeing our banners here, it says spread the light. No? And that light is the light of hope.
Tumple Elementary School in Barangay Panlawan, Tagoloan, Lanao del Norte lacks the proper facilities for advanced education. Located 30 kilometers up the mountains of the province, where there are no paved roads, power, and public transport, Tumple Elementary School, which students are all Muslims, is just far too isolated to have access to electricity and technology. Elementary school teacher Samia Kasan knows all too well the power and potential of using technology in educating and shaping the youth. So even with the school's shortcomings, teacher Samia remains unfazed in her commitment as an educator. Using her own personal laptop, teacher Samia tries to narrow the educational gap for her students and give them modern learning experience.
Importante po yung mga ganitong technology, yung laptop, kasi may introduce mo sa bata yung hindi pa nila nakita. Example is sa mga video. Example, mag-introduce ka ng sa science, gagamit ka ng mga video about sa mga subject matter mo. So, pwede mo na i-introduce sa kanila sa pamamagitan ng paggamit ng laptop.
But even with her efforts, there are still far too many students for her single notebook laptop to accommodate.
Malit kasi po, malit po yung laptop. Yung sa ulihan po, hindi niya po napapanood yung sinasabi ni teacher at yung pinapakita niya sa laptop. Nahihirapan silang marinig ang sound ng laptop.
Her laptop's battery also gets drained of power midweek. The only time Samia gets to charge her laptop is when she treks down the mountains to Iligan City once a week.
Wala po kaming kuryente, wala kaming ilaw. Tapos ito po is malayo talaga sa malayo, mahirap yung daan. So kami, nahihirapan talaga kami dito.
Aside from managing students, the real challenge comes for Samia whenever classes end. After a full day of teaching, Samia has to traverse by foot mountainous terrains just to get home. But her ordeal doesn't end there.
Kasi wala ngang kuryente. Pag nagsiuwian kami, magtitiyaga kang gumawa ng lesson plan mo. Halos pag di natapos, uwi ka na naman, dala mo na naman yung lesson plan mo, nagagawin mo.
Though challenging, Samia has never lost hope for her students and her community.
Siyempre, taga rito ako. So, gusto ko rin maibahagi sa mga bata. Gusto ko silang matuto. Gusto ko silang matulungan na maiahon pamilya nila sa kahirapan. Ibahagi sa kanila kung ano yung mga natutunan ko. Na magaya din sila sa akin. Na yung ma-challenge din sila na, uy, kailangan ko pala pumasok. Kailangan ko pala mag-aral para matulad ko si teacher.
Tumple Elementary School is just one of the more than 2,000 public schools in the country without access to electricity. Knowing how pivotal education is in achieving success, especially for the underserved, the Philippines' largest private sector electric distribution company has made it their commitment to narrow the gap through their school electrification program.
It's a great joy for me to be here.
Electricity is a basic requirement now for productivity. As Meralco, there's no better way for us to help than using our core function, our core competencies, and that's providing electricity.
And last July 21, 2018, Tumple Elementary School, along with 3 other schools in Lanao del Norte, were granted solar photovoltaic systems and multimedia packages.
And we saw the big difference in their lives. Teachers are able to deliver their lessons better. Students are able to understand their lessons. Na-excite sila kasi these experiences they've never had before. And so a different kind of engagement happened.
So lahat ito will actually facilitate the good ambience for learning interaction to take place in every single classroom, which is facilitated by a 21st century teachers.
Aside from multimedia package and solar-powered electricity, the 4 beneficiary schools will also receive Energy Ed flashcards. The electrification of the schools in Lanao del Norte was made possible through a successful partnership between the local government, education sector, and the private sector.
It is very important the role of the private sectors. Itong pagbigay ng ilaw at pagbigay the equipments, ang laki talaga ng tulong. Ang laki ng tulong ng ating mga kabataan for them to learn.
And for the past 8 years, the school electrification program has already installed solar photovoltaic systems in 215 public schools nationwide.
We would like to express our gratitude and our appreciation for helping us electrify to as many of our schools as possible. We start with education and we move on to overall national development. Electricity is a partnership between government and the private sector. And if such partnership is enriched, then all the better for the Filipinos.
And with electricity and technology at their disposal, the students of Lanao del Norte now have a chance of attaining their dreams of a brighter future.